Hey guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com. Another quick weekly news recap of all major MMO news. Announcements beginning January 1st, 2018. This is the first recap of the new year, and I hope everyone had a blast celebrating the holidays. As you can probably guess, we don't have a lot of news to cover this week, so it'll be a short episode. Practically every MMO is holding various New Year's events, so try and enjoy those. Anyways, this is episode number 128 of the recap, and the first bit of news this week comes from CCP, the folks behind EVE Online, and they might have something special for us in 2018 as they're hiring a new lead game designer in their London office to lead development of a new, highly ambitious MMORPG, according to the job listing. While CCP has tried their luck in virtual reality and a few other non-MMO titles, they're still best known for EVE Online. And beyond the job posting, there's actually no information about this new game out there just yet, but it is great to see an established MMORPG studio like CCP working on a brand new MMORPG. Given that they've just started hiring people for this game, there's almost no chance it'll come out this year. We'll make it a formal announcement later in the year though, so that's a bit exciting. Up next, a small bit of news for Final Fantasy XIV. The game's 4.2 updates mini site was just updated this last week to give players a quick glimpse at the upcoming 2 new dungeons coming in patch 4.2, Hell's Lid and the Fractal Continuum Hard. As with previous Final Fantasy XIV patches, even-numbered patches include 2 new dungeon releases, and odd-numbered patches include 1 new dungeon and 1 ultimate difficulty raid. 4.2 for Final Fantasy XIV is set to launch later this month, and while no exact date has been announced just yet, I'm fairly confident it'll be launching either January 23rd or January 30th. But yeah, I'm hyped for that one. Next up, Global Adventures launches the closed beta on Steam this week, and boy is this one an oddball. Global Adventures is an instance dungeon persistent hub action MMO published by Super Games, and it has some of the most hilarious voice acting and most absurd emotes I've seen in a game. I did a first look for this one, and if you haven't seen that just yet, I do recommend it. It is quite the lols. And I don't think too many people are going to be playing for a long time, but it is fun for a while as it's quite a meme game. The voice acting is actually so bad that it's great. The game is on Steam and it only averages about 50 or so players at any given time, so it's definitely not too popular, but again, it's only in closed beta right now. Next up, Aeon 6.0 is on the horizon, at least in South Korea. The game 6.0 update is launching on January 17th, 2018 in Korea and will introduce a ton of new content, including new items, a new enchantment system, new fields, and more. While there's no release date for Aeon 6.0 here in the West just yet, I do suspect it'll be launching here probably sometime in 2018. Hopefully not too much later in the year though. In the meanwhile though, Aeon North America is set to launch its Heart of Frost update on January 10th, which will be adding several new maps and other goodies to the game. But I think most Aeon players are more excited for Aeon 6.0, but again, there's no release date for that one just yet here in the West. Next bit of news I forgot to mention earlier in December. Perfect World Entertainment, or Arc Games, announced that both Battle of the Immortals and War of the Immortals will be shutting down on January 9th, 2018. Battle of the Immortals ran for a good 7 years or so, and seeing it shut down is definitely sad, but it shouldn't be too surprising, as both of these games had, unfortunately, a very dwindling player base. So both War of the Immortals and Battle of the Immortals are shutting down. Both games were very similar, and they're both isometric action MMORPGs, I guess a bit like Path of Exile or Diablo 3, but with some more actual MMORPG elements. Rest in peace, Battle and War of the Immortals. Next, Wild West Online released a 2018 roadmap for the game, and with January being focused on PvP updates and February coming with PvE updates, and eventual Steam release sometime in the winter of 2018, so it should be in Q1 of 2018. Wild West Online is a bit of an oddball. The game got so much attention and hype after people started comparing it to Red Dead Redemption, but to be honest, there's not a lot to do in Wild West Online. Plus, there's been this weird connection to Sergei Titov, which raised a lot of red flags for people as he's the guy behind War Z. This one's a buy-to-play game as well, and in my opinion, it's not really worth buying just yet. There just really isn't that much to do in Wild West Online. At least not yet, and hopefully if they want to add more content, they should also add a free trial so people can see what the game is all about before purchasing it. We're along a small bit of news from My.com about Skyforge. They released their producer letter earlier this week, and besides talking about some of their accomplishments in 2017, they outlined what they hope to accomplish in 2018, and the number one thing on that list seems to be a usable PvP system, as according to their recent player surveys, that's what most people want in the game. In addition, they said they'll be continuing to roll out updates for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One version of Skyforge all at the same time, which is kind of cool because a lot of other games don't really update them at the exact same time. Neverwinter, for example, always updates their console versions a few months after their PC version. And lastly, they did say they want to work on the game's UI sometime in the first half of 2018 to polish those up. The game is available on Steam as well as the My.com launcher, and it's actually not a terrible game. It's got some pretty unique elements. The fact that you can play multiple classes on one character is definitely a neat feature. And the game is on Steam if you want to try it out. It gets about 300 or so players online at any given time on Steam, but I'm sure it has way more players on its My.com launcher because it came on Steam way later. The next and last bit of news this week comes from Record of Lodoss War Online. Yes, that 2005-looking isometric MMORPG. The game launched a big update on December 28th, which introduced a new mercenary system, as well as new 40-man raids, and a new level cap increase to 120. Players should now grind their way all the way up to 120, and I do mean that in the literal sense. Record of Lodoss War Online is a very old-school look and feel, and grinding is a big part of the game. Just sitting there grinding for hours on end. There's also a bunch of other new fields, dungeons, and other goodies in the update. It's actually a big update for the game, but too bad the game itself isn't too popular. It's going to be pretty hard to get 40 40 players for this new 40-man raid when there just aren't that many people online. But anyway, guys, that's it for MMO news this week. Happy 2017, everyone, and 2018 should hopefully be better for MMOs. I mean, we didn't have too many big MMORPG launches in 2017. After all, we did give our MMORPG of the Year award to Mu Legend, only because there really weren't any other big MMORPG launches in the year. So I guess they kind of got that just for being one of the only games that actually launched in 2017. But yeah, we'll talk more about that in tomorrow's podcast, and I'll see you guys then. Later, guys.